lot of times when you have imbalances or a tight muscle, your body wants to use another muscle to compensate for it. So when I'm warming up, I know that my trap is tight. It usually once
head comes out, however many inches he says it was, it can lead up to 42 pounds of pressure. That most of it's going to be related to work. So especially right now I'm working on his levator scap and upper traps. A lot of times it's going to lock up on people who have desk jobs, work at a computer. And that's due to forward head posture. You walk around, you see kids looking down like this at all, it's putting a ton of strain on their neck.
See, this is the stuff that I see a lot of young athletes and amateurs, even a lot of pros, they don't do this stuff, the therapy. And I have a lot of athletes that I coach that got a lot of imbalance in their body. I just tell them, go get worked on. They're like, oh, I got an appointment, next month. I'm like, you can't do one appointment a month. It's not going to work that way. You got to have consistency. And, I've actually turned clients down because they don't go and fix their issues. I have clients that I've worked with for 2 years and they can't get their lats to spread, or their right shoulder is more elevated than their left, and they think that's just going to go away and they can just train through it and they'll fix it. But that's not the case. That's me going through all this. This stuff is not enjoyable. This is painful. I just go through this 2 to 3 times a week, an hour and a half sessions. And it's brutal. It's not fun, and it's just stuff you have to do in order to compete the best in the world. If I can train the way I am, my body is not going to look the way I want it to look, because that's all I'm saying.
Imbalances is a big thing, so that's what we're working on mostly with him, is fixing imbalances in his muscles. So, like I was mentioning earlier, his teres major is a little bit more developed here. Most of it's going to be related to work. So especially right now I'm working on his levator scap and upper traps. A lot of times it's going to lock up on people who have desk jobs, work at a computer. And that's due to forward head posture. You walk around, you see kids looking down like this at all, it's putting a ton of strain on their neck. Eric Dalton came out with something that's pretty cool. It's called the 42-pound head. So the average human head is 8 pounds, but for every inch you go forward, it adds more stress on your neck. So if your head comes out, however many inches he says it was, it can lead up to 42 pounds of pressure that all your neck muscles back here have to take over. Push. There you go. Released all this tissue, like I mentioned earlier, this is all overcompensating.
That wasn't easy. I'm not using any weight at all. Those muscles have been so locked up, they haven't been utilized the proper way. So they're so weak. When you release them, they open them up, allows your mind to activate those muscles. So once you release this, I come here, now those muscles are ready to be fired again. And I do that with this exercise with no weight. Reestablish that connection to your brain and your muscles. That I haven't had.
How was your session?
Yeah, shit. Today was rough. My shoulders were really bothering me. You really dug into my teres today. You see how red I am from the session. But I don't know, I feel better today when I'm training. Opened it up a little bit. And when it happens, it sucks. I really gotta take my time when I warm my chest up nowadays. Not quite the same as it used to be. It takes probably 6 or 7 sets to get warm before I can start pushing any weight. Just really trying to stretch and open it up. I got my buddy Mike here. He's a IFBB Pro Physique competitor. He's a few weeks out from showtime. I don't coach him, another friend of ours does, but just stretching and warming up. It's really important to understand what muscles you're trying to fire and you're trying to contract. And when you're going through the motion, making sure that that's the only muscle you're firing. And a lot of times when you have imbalances or a tight muscle, your body wants to use another muscle to compensate for it. So when I'm warming up, I know that my trap is tight. It usually wants to take over. So when I'm warming up here, I'm trying to set my body in place, my shoulders down and back. I'm really trying to isolate only my chest muscle and not letting my trap take over. If I'm able to establish that connection, I'm gonna have a lot better workout. Opening the chest up, feeling a good stretch right here. And from this position forward, I want all pecs. I'm not going height, very heavy, and I'm just squeezing and really feeling that contraction. Making sure everything's in alignment. That way my body's getting familiar with the motion, and then that's when I'm gonna start adding weight. Your shoulders. There you go. Step forward, step forward, step forward. Open up. Elbows higher. Right there. Open your chest up. Feel them slowly open. There it is. Chest up. Balance. Make sure both sides are doing the same thing. See, some little things that you gotta pay attention. You know, Mike, his emphasis, his mind is elsewhere when he's doing this exercise opposed to Walker. Walker's focusing on pulling his shoulder blades back, keeping his posture in check. Mike's body's already got good posture. He's got that strength, so what he's focusing on is the blood flow and concentrating on the chest contracting. So the spot's crucial when the form starts to get sacrificed. When you start seeing that person wiggling or one arm's going up higher than the other, that's when you want them to step in. Or when you start seeing the weight go backwards, that's when you're going to start to step in. And you want to give the person just enough so that they can complete the rep on their own. I can't stand when I have somebody come in and spot me and they pull more than is needed, because you're going to get the most work and most results out of all those forced reps, but maintaining that form is so crucial. Otherwise, it's a waste of time. He just walked over to go grab the 65-pound dumbbells. I know he can do them, but his form isn't going to be as good. It's not going to be perfect if he goes heavy. Bring it a little tighter to your body. Down, 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 up. There it is, right there. Bring it right over your shoulders. Down, 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 up. Pressing, it's important to set your shoulders down and back. What this is going to do, it's going to open up your chest more. You set your shoulders down and back here, you can see how much more surface area there is on my chest, opposed to here. A lot of people press and they're short and everything. Press here, you utilize a lot of the front delt, there's your trap all tight. What you need to do is you position yourself down and back, and look how much more range of motion I've created opposed to here. So now I have all this extra distance to stretch that muscle, allowing for more room for those fibers to create those micro tears. That's what I ate already.